Hey, what's up? It's Miguel, and today we're going to talk about the imposter syndrome and why you kind of have to get over it and why it's also normal. Okay, it's very, very normal to have imposter syndrome when you're starting something new, completely normal. So we're going to talk about that in a second, but just before I start, I'm Miguel, I'm a web developer. I teach web development to people all around the world because I believe it's one of the best ways for you to achieve personal and financial freedom in your life. So the imposter syndrome is something we all have, right? So for example, me starting these videos, creating this content for YouTube, right? Kind of recording videos outdoors. I really feel like an imposter, right? I really feel like I'm not necessarily good at what I do just yet. You know, I'm building towards it. Every day I'm getting better, obviously, but it's a learning process. I really do feel like an imposter. I don't really feel like I don't feel like a video creator yet because I haven't put in the time. And that's what we're going to talk about now, right? So if you're learning web development, it's completely normal that you feel like an imposter and you feel like you're not a web developer just yet, right? You don't identify like one. Because as we've talked about in previous videos, you actually need to build that belief, and the belief is built both through affirmations, right, and also through action. Okay, the identity of you being a web developer is built through action and through doing it every day. And the more you do it, progressively you start believing that you're a web developer. You start sort of internalizing yourself as a web developer, and when you think of yourself, you start thinking yourself more and more as a web developer, right? And the more you do, the more things you create, the more things you actually produce, the more you're going to be believing that you are a web developer, because you're going to be creating things, and you're going to be proving to yourself that you can do the stuff you have to do to be a web developer. So this is good motivation for you to, if you're still in tutorial hell and you're still watching tutorials, to actually start doing, right? Start creating, start making designs, go on frontendmentor.io and start on the newbie challenges, start on the junior challenges, you know, start on the really easy ones that don't really require JavaScript, that just require HTML and CSS. Work on those, get them straight, and start producing stuff. Show it to your friends. Your friends are going to give you positive feedback. Your family's going to give you positive feedback because they're going to be like, damn, he's actually making stuff, right? This actually looks cool. This looks like a website. I remember when I was living in Japan, right? My ex-girlfriend now, she was in Madrid, so we would communicate kind of through our mobile, right? It was a long-distance relationship. So every time I'd finish a frontendmentor.io challenge, I would show her, right, on the computer. And her like feeling proud that I'd make progress really made me motivated to show her again, right? And to build more, to do more, to basically create more stuff so that she could see that I was also progressing, you know, because I saw it as a cool way to kind of motivate myself, and also just to keep the relationship going, obviously, you know, because if she's happy that I'm making progress, then she would see a future together, right? So that was kind of a motivator for me, and it can be a motivator for you as well if you, for example, show your creations to your friends and to your family, because they'll be like, damn, he's making progress, and they'll pat you on the back and they'll be like, show me the next thing you're going to do, right? And it's important that you do this because it gets you into that momentum, and it puts you basically, it puts you in the direction of finding a job, because through creating you can start building your portfolio, you can start building that work ethic, which will get you the portfolio and will get you basically to be able to be competent enough to pass a coding challenge. And once you get the job, again, the same kind of effect of identity comes into play, because now you have a job, and now when you talk to people, right, they ask you, so what do you do, right? What do you do in life? And you can say, I'm a web developer now. You know, I web develop, I do this, I do that, you know. These are the things that we're working at in my company, whatever, right? So you start not just identifying more through action, but also through sort of the environment reinforcing that you are a web developer, right? And the better you get, obviously, people start asking you questions, right? So instead of just being a web developer, you actually realize that other upcoming web developers are asking you questions, and you can teach them. So you now identify yourself as a better developer than other developers, right? So it consolidates that image of you being a web developer, and it progressively lessens the imposter syndrome as you go along, basically, right? So if you have imposter syndrome, understand that it's completely normal, and it's a progressive process to get over it. And the process is performed, or the journey of lessening your imposter syndrome is you could say is traveled by action. Okay, you have to take action, and the more action you take, the more you produce, the more results you're going to get, and the more results you get, the more positive reinforcement you're going to get also towards your image of being a web developer. Okay, so if you have imposter syndrome, the conclusion here is take action. Obviously, affirmations and belief is good, but if they're not founded in action, then they don't really have a strong basis. They don't have a foundation. So action is the most important thing. Take action, produce stuff, and you will become a web developer very soon, and you will start getting over that imposter syndrome. and start feeling confident in your skills of being a web developer. So if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and do it every day and you'll be okay. Ciao.